Hello, Leos, and welcome to your July 2021 reading. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more well-rounded reading. And if you're looking for an individual personalized reading, I have the links for that in the description box below. All right, let's go ahead and begin. We are starting with the message of bouquet, and this has an underlying tone of celebration. So thinking along the lines of receiving flowers during times of celebration, like anniversaries. Some people may receive them for birthdays, Mother's Day. Some receive, you have bouquets as far as at the wedding time, during a lot of marriages, and the bridal bouquet is usually tossed. There is also, I heard while I was speaking, that sometimes we receive bouquets during a process of asking for forgiveness. So a moment of connecting with someone that there may have been some sort of discord or dysfunction. And at this time period, whenever they're coming to apologize or say they're sorry, they will offer flowers as a sentiment for that apology, as a means or a solid, tangible item of apology. So this is what we're, and it's a result of that. Usually what comes of that is a connection. So overall, the month of July is bringing an overall energy of experiencing connections, whether it is connection through celebration or remembering via some sort of celebration from marriage anniversary or birthdays and what have you. And for some of you, a select few of you, this is connection with people who you may have had some sort of a disruption in your connection. And there is going to be a moment where they're going to come forward or you're going to go to them. Either way is valid, and you're going to connect in some way. And you'll have means of celebrating as a result of that as well. So the month of July, that's one of the energies that you're going to be experiencing. Wishes fulfilled. And going along that lines, as far as that connection, whether it is just connecting and celebrating a connection that has never been severed, or reconnecting in one way and celebrating the reconnection. This is a connection that I feel the wishes fulfilled is speaking on. This wish is that there's been a desire to recognize and enhance this connection or to reconnect with someone. And this is available for you through the month of July. So the opportunity to celebrate connections that have never been severed, the opportunity to connect in a deeper way. You never lost connection, but you're looking to celebrate and connect in a deeper way to enhance your connection with these people. Anniversary really keeps coming up over and over again, along with the disconnect. So this is twofold. There's some of you who've never experienced a disconnect, but the connection you have with someone isn't as strong as it once was, or just isn't as strong as you had hoped it would be at this point in your life, or you just are feeling a desire for it to be deepened. And this too rings true for those of you who have had a moment of disconnect with people who you were close with, and you really want to reconnect and enhance this. And this is the wish fulfillment that you're looking for. So again, the wish I believe that I'm really getting from this is just connection with people who you are connected with on a heart level, and you really want to reconnect with and deepen that in some way. And this feels like it's predominantly somewhere around the second week of July for a lot of you. So somewhere in that second week of July, feels more at the beginning of the second week of July as well. So the opportunity to really deepen and enhance the connection in some facet, something that you've been longing for, and the opportunity is going to present itself as you move through the month of July. And like I said, that second week really feels pretty heavy for that. So as far as what you have available to you for this month, what you'll be experiencing, we have the Star card. Direction. The first thing that comes to mind as far as the Star card is concerned in this particular reading has to do with that connection with the North Star, and how we have been through time taught the North Star as something that you look to for guidance at night, as far as knowing where to go, what direction you are in, and which direction you're headed in, and which direction you want to go should you need to change your course at any time. And that's what I'm really tapping into when I look at this, the star card in this particular reading. So again, dark times. And if you go back to what I was saying about that wish, as far as connecting or enhancing a connection, making that connection feel a little bit stronger, a little bit deeper than it does or has been. So there's an element of just feeling like you're going through a dark time. That whole night sensation, that nighttime feeling, that nighttime analogy. You will have the opportunity to be guided, and this feels very strongly as far as how to approach this person, how to approach this connection, be it someone that you have never had a discourse with, but you just want to deepen that connection, or someone who you've had a disconnect with and you want to reconnect and enhance it. That wish fulfillment can happen as a result of you looking for higher guidance, looking for, even the higher guidance can be your higher self, just taking that moment to sit quietly with yourself and just contemplate the situation, connecting with your higher self for that direction and guidance that you seek. This is something that's going to be available to you. This energy feels more in the very beginning of the month, and that could very well be why this wish fulfilled connection felt more towards the second week. You're going to receive that guidance in that direction, or that moment, or that inclination to really connect with your higher self for that direction that you need, that you're longing for, that will lead you into that connection of being able to fulfill that desire to connect with this particular person or persons, whoever it may be. What you need to do, we have the 7 of Pentacles, and I am getting the first word that comes to mind is patience. So this is a time factor. So even though you will feel the sensation to sit with yourself and look for guidance, and you will be able to reach out and connect, this reach out, this connection, that moment of connection that you are going to be a part of initiating, or be a part of if somebody comes to you to initiate, there's still a time factor. There's still a request of patience. These are the sorts of emotions and situations that even when they have a beginning, their fulfillment take a while. Their full fulfillment take a while for you to see it to the point of what you may envision or hope for. So you get the ball rolling, you get the fire started or rekindled. It still takes a while to get to that point where it is fulfilled to the desire that you might see in your mind when you are part of the initiation or part of the recipient of this connection happening again. So there is an overall sense of just being told to be patient. And it feels like this is most especially for those of you who are going to be the initiator of the connection, but even those of you who may be the recipient. And I feel like for those of you who are the recipient, this is more strong for that disconnect relationship that I was talking about. Sometimes it just takes a while to come around to a different perspective, or to see it from a perspective that you feel you've reached closure on whatever you had felt prior to the rekindling or the reconnection. Just time, patience and time is the key to that. So the process as you move from one angle to the other, from the beginning of the month, and you move through that desiring a connection and reaching that point of looking for guidance in some facet. This is going to take time to get to it being absolutely completely fulfilled that you as you desire, but you can get there. What you don't want to do when you're going through this process, we have the Empress card, and you don't want to get too complacent. You don't want to, I'm being given a garden analogy with this card right now. You don't want to just plant the seed and then not give a thought about it after that, thinking nature will take its course. Yes, nature will take its course, but there are other elements of nature around that seed that you plant that has just as much growth in it as the seed that you planted. So as far as nature is concerned, if you planted a seed and then you walked away and never gave it another thought, if it doesn't rain, it's not going to have enough water. You are the one who's going to have to be the one that waters it if nature doesn't provide it with enough water. If there is plenty of water, there's a really good chance that the weeds around it will grow faster, and then therefore it's going to shadow and it's not going to get enough sun. So you have to make sure you go back to it and pull the weeds so that that seed that you planted gets all the sunlight, so that it has the most premium growth opportunity. This is what this card is talking about. You don't want to get complacent in that which has started, especially when you know that you're being asked to be patient. There's still some work to be done while you're being patient, while you're patiently waiting. So if you're hoping for this wish fulfillment desire that is at your doorstep, you need to make sure that you're doing what you need to be doing to see it from beginning to end. So whatever part that is meant for you to take part in this, you must make sure that you do it to see it fulfilled, because it can just go by the wayside if you don't. It can just revert back to the way it was before, and almost like nothing happened, almost like the feeling of and desires of connection never happened at all. You can just kind of be so complacent that time passes, and then you'll be revisiting this same scenario in months or maybe a year or two, just because those extra steps that need to be taken while you were waiting for it to take root and grow weren't taken. So you'll miss the season. Going back to that garden analogy that I was starting with, if you planted the seed and you didn't bother to check or take care of it afterwards, and let's say there wasn't enough rain, or let's say that the weeds overgrew it, you missed the growing season. There were some plants that you might have a second season in one season. You might have a second growing season in one season. So you might have an opportunity that crops up fairly quickly after that missed opportunity, and so all you have to do is do the work, and then that time pay attention. But sometimes if you miss it, there are lots of plants, if you miss that growing season, you have to wait until the following year. If you go by the more a natural organic way of things happening, you would have to wait until the next year's growing season to try again. So this is the opportunity that's happening, and if you while you're being patient for it to take root and to grow, just make sure you don't get complacent, because you could miss the growing season, and you might have to wait for the next growing season to come around for this all to come back and be fertile for this connection that you're looking for. All right, that is all I have for you for the month of July. I hope you have a wonderful month. Be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising for a more well-rounded reading. And as I said, if you would like an individual personalized reading, there are links for that below. Other than that, I hope you have a wonderful month, and hopefully I will see you in a future video.